being a Tongan woman or a Tongan man in a, in a different country, in a foreign country, um, this is a big thing that happens all the time. They think that money grows on trees. So
Yeah.
like,
Yeah.
as a Tongan woman, we're expected to, to always provide for our family. I know Tongan men are as well, like they're expected to provide for your family, but I feel like as a woman, as a Tongan woman, they're expecting you to do that more. Like they're expecting you to literally send them every single pay that you have. They're expecting you to, like, I had an altercation before with my biological mom. Sorry, excuse me. A couple of years ago, where I was working two or three jobs at the time. Trying to, because I was on my own, living and paying bills and stuff. Like it's crazy.
Yeah.
And at the same time of of paying for my bills and stuff, my mom turned around and she was like to me, she hadn't an argument with my dad because apparently she was saying that my dad wasn't paying for my brother's school fees. And then and I was like, okay, well, that's an adult thing.
Yeah.
Like it's a parent's thing that has nothing to do with me. I'm the sibling of that child. I am your other child. It has nothing to do with me. So my mom turned around and she was like, um you have to pay for the school fees. And I was like,
Yeah.
excuse me, like,
Yeah. Yeah.
oh, like I was like, okay, I'm more than happy to pay for it, but at least ask me as your
Yeah.
daughter,
Yeah.
like, ask me. Don't just say like you have to pay for it. Like,
Yeah.
like I get it. Like, I'm here to help you out. It's my role now to help you guys out because you guys have done so much for me growing up and stuff. It's my
Mhm.
turn to give back. And yeah, I was obliged to pay for my brother's school fees. And I told my
Mm.
mom and I said to her, I'm sorry, but I don't have the money.
Yeah.
Like, one, it would have been nice if you asked me first, like, how are you and all this and that. Second, it would have been nice if you asked me nicely to help you out and say, like, look, you're struggling or this and that. But the fact that you just came out bluntly and said, like, you have to pay for it, I said to her, if I had the money, I would have helped out, but I don't. So my mom turned around and she disowned me. She disowned me purely for the fact of not paying for my brother's school fees,
Wow.
and yeah, so like you're always, as a Tongan woman, you're always expected to give and to always say yes. You're not expected to turn around and say no, because they say that that the women are, they're the pearl, or like they're the princess of the family, like they're the one, like it's always the princess and stuff, but in fact it's always, it's the men. It's the men that, like, they're the pele of the family, like, the favorite of the family, or the favorite of, of your parents or your grandparents. But the women are the ones that are expected to provide for everything, to turn around and be the problem solvers. We're expected to be the ones to, put everything down, like drop everything and go and, and help out whatever needs to be, to be done and stuff. Like we're expected to do everything for everyone. We're expected to do that. So I think that's where my personality comes in, where like I'm expecting myself, like, oh, people are expecting me to please everyone. I'm the please maker. Like I have to make peace within everyone, because that's how their role portrayed onto me. Whereas, like, you have to please everyone. If you're not pleasing, if nobody's happy, then you're bad. Like, you're the worst
Yeah.
daughter that there is. And that has been said to me before as well.
Yeah.
Like, when my mom disowned me, she turned around and she's like, when my little sister passed away, we were at the funeral, and like we had just done the burial, and we were having the last night of like having the family together and stuff. I turned around to my mom and I was like, Mom, are you okay? My mom turned around and she's like, I wish you died instead of your sister. And she looked up and she's like, God, yeah, she looked up and she's like,
Dang.
God, take her. She was like,
Must.
God, please take her and give me back my baby. Like,
Wow.
that's what she said to me. So it was like,
Dang.
it was tough. I broke, like, I was broken to pieces. I never expected a parent to say that to me, or anybody in general. But yeah, but like I said, being a Tongan woman itself, that's the hardest thing that I find in our community, in our Tongan community, is just being a woman in general. I feel like being a woman in a Tongan community, like, it doesn't matter whether you're a good person or a bad person or whatever. It doesn't matter. You're purely judged for being a woman that is of Tongan descent. So that's what I feel like is the hardest thing for
Yeah.
me. So yeah.